In the winter of 1846, in a forgotten village near Yorkshire, a girl named Margaret Thorne was found wandering the forest barefoot, her white dress soaked with mud and blood. Locals claimed she had appeared out of nowhere. No family, no records, and no memories of where she came from. What disturbed the townsfolk the most wasn't just her silence or her empty eyes. It was the strange effect she had on people. Anyone who came close to Margaret soon began to suffer from horrific hallucinations. Visions of their worst fears, dead loved ones screaming, and shadows whispering their names at night. But it wasn't just psychological. Cattle died, crops rotted, babies were born without breath. Desperate, the town tried to have her examined by doctors and scientists from London. None could explain her condition. No disease, no trauma, no signs of injury. She was perfectly healthy, physically. One scientist, Dr. Harwood, attempted to keep her in a lab to study her. Within 48 hours, every instrument in the lab broke. His assistants fled screaming, and he was found rocking in a corner, repeating, "She sold her freedom for something we were never meant to see." Old village records, buried deep and nearly destroyed by mold, revealed an eerie tale of a girl from centuries ago who had made a pact with a shadow man in exchange for freedom from an abusive home. But the price was her soul, which became a prison for others suffering. She had lived before, many times, and every time she returned, she brought horror with her. Margaret Thorne vanished one night during a thunderstorm. No one saw her leave, but since then, some say she appears near the edge of towns, barefoot, always looking for someone to sell freedom to. Again, 17 years had passed since Margaret Thorne vanished into the night, and though the village tried to forget her, the fear never left. The once lively town became nothing more than a memory swallowed by time and silence. In 1863, a group of railway workers began clearing a path through the dense forest that bordered the ruins of that very village. On a misty morning, buried under the twisted roots of an old oak tree, they uncovered a small wooden box wrapped in decayed cloth. Inside were 3 unsettling items: a lock of black hair, a blood-stained handkerchief, and a brittle piece of parchment that read, "She sold freedom to the wrong man. Now he owns the key to the door that should remain shut." That night, one of the workers, Henry Leeds, began sleepwalking. Every night he wandered deeper into the woods, whispering in a voice that was not his own. When his co-workers followed him one evening, they found him standing beneath the same oak tree, now scorched and blackened as though it had been struck by lightning. Henry's eyes were wide open, blank, and his voice trembled as he muttered, "She's waking up." Soon after, reports began to emerge from nearby towns. People claimed to see a barefoot girl standing on railway tracks at night, dressed in white, her hair long and tangled, her eyes pale and empty. Just before the train would hit her, she would vanish into thin air. Engineers began refusing to work the line. Some swore they heard sobbing in empty carriages. Others saw handprints on fogged windows where no passengers had been. Drawn by the increasing tales of strange occurrences, a historian named Eleanor Ward from Manchester became obsessed with Margaret's story. She traveled to the abandoned village and uncovered fragments of diaries, sketches, and fading records. But her curiosity came at a cost. She began dreaming of Margaret, standing at the foot of her bed, unmoving, eyes wide open, whispering, "He never let me leave. He still watches." Eleanor's final journal entry was written in shaky handwriting. Margaret didn't escape her curse. She passed it on. The box should have never been opened. I was wrong to look. After that, she disappeared without a trace. Her car was found on the side of the railway, keys still in the ignition, but she was never seen again. To this day, no one knows what happened to the box. But those who live near the old railway still tell stories of footsteps outside their windows, of a girl crying in the fog, of shadows that whisper names in the dark. They say Margaret is no longer seeking freedom. She's looking for someone to take her place.